That morning call led police into something disturbingly unnatural. Behind that silent door, a carefully staged nightmare waited. Nothing was broken, yet something felt deeply, horribly wrong. She wasn't just killed, someone had already replaced her. The truth revealed a plan colder than anyone imagined. Every surface was clean, like someone erased the truth. A missing woman's identity was already being used elsewhere. The killer didn't panic. Everything was planned in advance. Even the evidence told a story that wasn't real. Someone close to her knew exactly how to destroy everything. The radio crackled inside the patrol car that cold morning. A dispatcher sent officers to a Barcelona apartment building. Nobody expected what waited behind that door. The cleaning woman's hands were shaking when police arrived. She had walked into something no one could unsee that day. Officers stepped inside and the air felt immediately wrong. A woman was lying there, completely still, completely silent. No signs of struggle, no chaos, no broken furniture anywhere. Just silence, a black wig, and a body left behind. The police had no idea this case would shatter everything. The room was unnervingly clean for a crime scene discovered that morning. Every surface looked wiped. Every corner looked deliberately untouched by accident. Someone had scrubbed this place before walking out forever. But one thing was certain, this woman did not die naturally. The date was February 21st, 2008, and Barcelona was about to change. A dead woman with no belongings, no clothes, no personal items left. Just jewelry, black boots, and questions that had no answers yet. Police sealed the apartment and started working backward from nothing. This case would take them somewhere none of them were prepared for, and it started with a name that belonged to two people. 3 days before that cleaning woman screamed for help outside. A man named Carlos walked into a police station looking desperate. His wife Anna had been missing since February 18th without contact. She had gone to meet a friend and never returned home after that. Anna Paez was 35 years old, a fashion designer, hardworking and kind. She worked at her own clothing company with passion, driving every day. Carlos had called her phone endlessly but got nothing back in return. He filed a missing person report with fear eating him alive inside. Police took the report, and then something clicked immediately in their minds. The unidentified woman in that apartment, she was booked under Anna's name. Carlos was brought in to identify the woman found in the rental room. He looked at her once and broke down completely on the spot. It was Anna, his wife of 7 years, gone in the coldest way. She had been on the verge of starting a family with him. She was cheerful, driven, generous, and loved by everyone surrounding her daily. Now she was lying in a cold apartment nobody knew she visited. Carlos wanted answers, and he wanted justice delivered without delay. The police promised him they would find out exactly what happened here. But what they were about to uncover would make this far more disturbing, because Anna had not just been killed, she had been replaced by someone. The autopsy report landed on the detective's desk and changed everything instantly. There was male DNA found on Anna's body, not from one man. 2 separate males had left biological traces behind on her that night. Police turned to Carlos immediately and asked the hardest possible question carefully. Was Anna possibly involved with other men outside of their marriage secretly? Carlos went pale, and then he went firm with his answer, given Anna was faithful, devoted, and incapable of living a double life ever. The police believed him, but DNA did not lie under any circumstances. So where did this come from, and what did it mean exactly? The answer would not come quickly, but it would come with full force. Investigators returned to the apartment with fresh eyes and sharper focus now. The cleanliness of that room had bothered them since the very beginning. Every single surface appeared wiped down with extreme and deliberate precision. No fingerprints, no footprints, no hair strands left carelessly behind anywhere. Whoever did this had planned every single detail long before that night. But then the police pulled Anna's bank transaction records from February 18th. Someone had withdrawn $600 from her account early that morning. The withdrawal happened at 9 o'clock while Anna was clocked into work. Her entire office confirmed she never stepped outside the building that day. So someone else was using Anna's card while Anna sat at her desk unaware. The ATM camera footage arrived and detectives leaned forward in complete silence. A woman with dark shoulder-length hair walked up to the machine calmly. She was tall, lean, and moved like someone who had done this before. The apartment landlord had already described the woman who booked Anna's room. Police showed him the ATM image and he confirmed it without hesitation. That was the same woman who rented the apartment under Anna Paez's name. But this woman was not Anna, she was someone wearing Anna's identity completely. When police showed the photo to Carlos, he recognized her face immediately. Her name was Maria Angeles Molina, but everyone called her Angie, always, and Angie was the friend Anna had gone to meet the day she disappeared. Carlos explained that Angie and Anna had worked together years before this. They had stayed in contact, and Anna considered her a trusted friend completely. But now her trusted friend had used her name, her card, and her face. Angie had worn a black wig to match Anna's shoulder-length dark hair. She had walked into that apartment looking like Anna Paez to anyone watching. She had booked the room under Anna's name, so nothing pointed back to her. Every single move Angie made was calculated, rehearsed, and coldly intentional throughout. Police called Angie in for questioning, and she walked in, acting completely relaxed. She sat across from detectives and started talking about Anna with zero hesitation. And the story she told was designed to destroy a dead woman's reputation entirely. Angie told investigators that Anna had a secret life nobody close to her knew. She claimed Anna frequently met unknown men in rental apartments around Barcelona. According to Angie, what happened to Anna was the result of her wild choices. She said 2 suspicious men were involved and Anna had simply gone too far. She acted unsurprised, unbothered, almost bored while describing her dead friend's alleged behavior. Police sat across from her and let her talk without interrupting her performance once. But behind the scenes, they were already digging into Angie's life with full force. And what they found turned this case from disturbing into something completely devastating and cold. Angie had Anna's credit card sitting in her possession without any shame. She had also taken out multiple loans and opened life insurance policies fraudulently. Every single document had Anna's forged signature on it from beginning to end. The total amount stolen under Anna's name approached nearly $1 million total. This had been going on since 2006, 2 full years before Anna's death. Angie had used Anna's position in human resources to access private employee records freely. She built a financial web around Anna's identity while pretending to be her loyal friend. The police now understood the motive completely. It had always been about the money. But this was not the first time Angie had done something like this. And that realization sent chills through the entire investigative team working the case. Years before Anna, there was a man named Juan Antonio Alvarez Litbin in Angie's past. Juan was a wealthy Argentine businessman Angie met on vacation in her 20s. She was the daughter of a taxi driver with nothing but ambition and desperation. She lied to Juan about her background and told him she came from money. She was secretly doing adult work to fund the luxury lifestyle she craved so badly. Juan eventually found out the truth and the marriage began crumbling fast around them. He wanted a divorce and full custody of their daughter before the year ended. But that divorce never happened because in November 1996, Juan was found dead at home. Authorities ruled it self-inflicted poisoning and closed the case without digging deeper then. Everything Juan owned, the house, the cars, the fortune, went straight to Angie. Police now stood looking at 2 deaths connected to the same calculating woman. A husband who died at the most convenient time imaginable in the 90s. And now a friend found dead in a wiped apartment with planted evidence everywhere. The DNA from 2 males on Anna's body had always been the strangest piece of all. So investigators tracked down the 2 men connected to those biological samples found. When they showed the men Anna's photograph, neither of them recognized her face. But when they showed Angie's photo, both men recognized her without any hesitation whatsoever. Angie had approached them privately and paid them well for something deeply unusual. She had not wanted their company, she had wanted their biological material collected carefully. She paid strangers for DNA and then planted it on her friend's lifeless body deliberately. The coldness of that act silenced everyone in the room who heard it explained. Angie had framed a dead woman to look like she lived a reckless secret life. She manufactured evidence, staged a scene and walked out, leaving Anna in the cold. The police now believed with total certainty that Angie had poisoned Anna's drink first. Once Anna was unconscious, Angie completed what she had been planning for 2 full years. She arranged the scene to match her story about a dangerous and wild night gone wrong. She removed her black wig, wiped every surface clean, and walked away without looking back. She then continued using Anna's credit card as if nothing had changed at all. To Angie, Anna was simply an obstacle that had been removed on schedule and successfully. The trial came and Angie walked into that courtroom still denying every single charge. She had an excuse prepared for every piece of evidence the prosecution presented carefully. But forged signatures matched Angie's handwriting when experts ran the full analysis completely. The stolen credit card, the fake loans, the planted DNA, the disguise, all of it connected. The court found Maria Angeles Molina guilty of murder and forgery without reasonable doubt. Justice had been served, or so Anna's family desperately and painfully hoped it had been. But the sentencing hit everyone like a second tragedy arriving without warning or mercy. The Spanish court sentenced Angie to only 18 years for ending Ana Paez's life deliberately. 4 additional years were added for the forgery charges, bringing the total to 22 years for stealing a life, an identity, and a future that was not hers. But it got worse before it ever got better for anyone hoping for real justice. Angie appealed her conviction, and the court actually reduced her sentence afterward completely. She would now serve only 18 years in total for murdering an innocent woman coldly. The family of Ana Paez had to sit with that number and somehow keep breathing daily. Then in December 2023, Angie was granted second-degree parole and released into the world. A calculated killer was walking free while Ana's husband still carried the weight alone. But Angie could not simply live quietly. That was never who she truly was inside. While out on parole, she began the process of hiring a professional hitman for payment. Someone else was on her list, and she was moving forward with her usual precision. Police caught her before the plan could be carried out and arrested her again immediately. In March 2025, Angie was sent back to prison on the new attempted murder charge. The woman who had never stopped plotting was finally stopped before she struck again. Ana Paez had trusted her, worked beside her, and called her a genuine friend sincerely. She had no idea the person closest to her was studying her life to take it fully. Ana worked hard, loved openly, and gave her trust freely to those around her. And that trust was used as the exact weapon that was turned against her completely. The apartment, the wig, the planted DNA, the forged signatures, none of it was random. Every piece of that nightmare was built by someone Ana believed to wished her well, always. And that is what makes this case linger long after the final verdict was delivered quietly. Because the most dangerous threat Ana ever faced wore a familiar and friendly face every time.